Good morning, friends. Welcome back. I hope you're all doing great. What's up, YouTube? Well, let's take a peeky poo at what happened. I was aiming for some of this wick. I really wanted us to come into this weekly wick, and we just came into it and poked it overnight. That was kind of rude. And I was really aiming for the lower quadrant there. And we had closed above mean threshold of that bearish order block, and still not a bad close. Still can't quite break above. Now it's okay. I don't mind if it makes a swing high here this week. It doesn't have to blast off, but I'd like it to. We're still above the open, so. For a low, I was mentioning we could revisit the new week opening gap, but because it was so large, it didn't have to. But the main retail sentiment is that this gap shows so much quote-unquote buying pressure that they just pile their stops in here. So the targets that I wanted to see on this candle were met and achieved. We did dig into that wick a little bit, and we did get down into our sell side liquidity pool. However, it just did it the opposite way. Sometimes that happens. But it's not the worst thing, because now we have a down close candle to bounce off of, which I thoroughly enjoy. So can we come and reprice? Yes, we can. Now, I was mentioning consequent encroachment is my line in the sand for a bullish bias. I would like to see that hold, and as long as that does, then I will continue to hold. My trades this morning, wow, it was kind of weird. So I had a long, I was trying to, when we repriced into here for 7 a.m., I was using this bullish order block as a means to get long and maybe blast off for opening bell, but she had other plans, so I had to try again here. So one loss, one win, and yeah, I didn't take the whole thing. I took like 700 ticks. It was nice. The trade is on my Twitter if you'd like to check it out. And yeah, it was pretty sweet, just keying off of the new week opening gap. And I was mentioning, like, we didn't have to come down there. I would have permitted just a little sell side sweep here, or maybe even here before repricing higher. Excuse me. And yeah, she just wanted to dump down. With the volatility index so high, like this on the weekly chart, how it's reaching. Well, it was reaching. Well, that's funny. It's a down close candle, but it's bullish. When it's reaching up like that, my rules for engagement are a little bit different than normal. Where London Lunch had made this dynamic run, I was kind of ignoring that in anticipation that price was going to want to accelerate back up. The reason why is because it dug so deep into the stops and the volatility index, those two things, and it's, Tuesday after a beautiful accumulation range for a Monday. I was hoping it would get back up here, but that's awesome. I hope we do that tomorrow. Anywho, when the volatility index is up like that and you're digging in, especially even if it came to here, even more so, I would ignore that. And I did. So, it's kind of like one of those things. It's not always, but there's some conditions that you'll get the feel for it eventually. It's just the way it is. So, yeah, and then I just kind of shut her down after we started reaching for the first deviation in the premium market here, just in this internal range. And look at this little bull flag, and it just ate them right at 330, that last little macro. Oof. Owie. And then just fizzled off and has done nothing. This is perfect, actually. I'm really thrilled with the information going on here. So I'm just taking a look at the new week opening gaps discount. Premium. Upper quadrant aligning with that flout deviation from the 15-minute. But I'm also going to go to the 5-minute. Same thing. Pretty cool. Turn on the Asian range as well, just so there's no surprises. Oops, come on. There we go. So we do have the fourth deviation of Asia's range way down here. I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind if we had a midweek reversal and have a very large expansion. If you guys aren't aware, CPI has been moved, so you'll likely hear the news of that soon. It's been delayed a week, and who knows if those numbers will even get released. But I'm going to put on this, and well, that upper quadrant too, yeah. But you see this third deviation of Asia's range here, how it sweeps that low? Now, again, because of this run up, that could be our shift in structure. I wouldn't mind that. But usually when I see it come and not touch consequent encroachment, it's likely going to want to. So if it does reach down into here, this is what I'm going to be keying off of right in here. So that consequent encroachment and that level of the flout there. I'm also going to do this one here, just in case. It doesn't have to go down there. So this guy here, you see we have relative equal lows here, and then our relative equal highs here. Just set up our nice idiot box. And now I'm going to go back to the daily chart and just see what does it align with, because I'm really interested in this tail. Okay. This tail that was created today or yesterday's trading candle, I want to see that be the higher low, this be the lower low, that be the higher low, and then that be the swing low in the discount that gets us to boogie. So now that I'm going to take that tail, go back into the 5-minute and just see if any deviations align with that sucker. So just to remove some of the clutter here, this is the new week opening gap. There we go. So that's the lower quadrant of the tail. So I'm really interested in this price point here. This one as well. Again, it doesn't have to, but I'll permit it. But that's kind of where I'm very interested. And that's consequent encroachment, so I'll leave that on. So these are the 2, maybe 3 levels I'm interested in the bottom. And if it just decides to go turbo up only, back to that weekly chart, and it totally could. there's a lot of people calling it over, and it's just the crowd's wrong. So if we can get up, see that lower quadrant, how it's half that wick, pretty dang close. I like that. So let's go up there. For grading and SR flip styles, use this and shade that just so it's different than everything else. And I'm gonna keep it blue because I want to see it busted through, and that's how I do. So just back to the 15-minute, make sure everything looks kosher. Man, that's awesome. Even the 15 minutes hot. When the volatility index starts rising, I permit the Asian range to be a lot more than 40 handles. I'll do like 120. And then use that because the range that it's likely going to want to work within is much larger than we would usually anticipate. So that's it, you guys. God bless you all. Thank you all for joining. We'll see what happens tomorrow, and perhaps we'll see you next week. Be safe.